I think we're live now. We're live on Wade's Ventures YouTube channel, guys. Welcome in. Thank you for being so patient with us. We've got probably my most favorite interviews tonight because we are joined by a really amazing team, and I'm really excited to introduce these two and get to know them, get to know how they started reselling. And really excited. And by the way, guys, we have she's fearless. And so I'm really excited. But before we get into this, let's introduce 2 or 3 people, and then we'll get into this. So we got 10 of Hearts. What's going on? Beth, Rita, what's going on? Alabama Thrifter, what's going on? Better Barbie, what's going on? Thrifty Santa, my most amazing buddy, what's going on? And my admin is not late today, guys. What is going on, Pac-Man? I appreciate that. Flippin' Daily, what's going on, guys? Welcome in. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into this interview, guys. You guys know that Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I showcase really cool people, your peers, your coworkers, the reselling people of this community. And I've been wanting to get this particular reseller and her sidekick on for a while now. Super glad to do so. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you folks, and you guys can introduce yourselves to these amazing people.
All right. Hey, guys. I am Donna with Resale Tips and Tales, and this is my daughter, Lily. Hi. She is my sidekick. She loves to go shopping with me, and she loves to help me with my listings. And she also shops for herself, and she gets to keep all the profit if something sells that she finds. So she's learning the business early. She's only 10.
Donna, and I can't believe you're reselling at 10 years old. This is amazing. Real quick, I think it's on my end, but try unplugging the headphones real quick and seeing if that there's that slight crackle, I think. But if you can, try unplugging it real quick and seeing if it works. But guys, isn't this amazing? We have a daughter. We have a mom and daughter crushing it reselling, guys. And tell me a little bit about kind of when you guys started reselling. When did you guys start reselling on eBay? Oh, are you there? Uh-oh. We may have lost him, guys, but don't worry. We'll get him back. She is really cute, Rita. She is amazing. Let me message her real quick and see. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see. We have technical difficulties here. Let me message her back. Oh, they may have to rejoin the link, guys. Can you guys see and hear me by chance? Can you guys? Oh, we got him. Do we have him? Uh-oh, the sound. We need the headphones. We need the headphones, I think. Possibly. I don't know. The sound doesn't work anymore. Can you guys can hear me? Okay. All right. No sound yet. No sound yet. We may need to get the amazing husband involved. I don't know. Don't worry. Don't worry. This stuff happens. They're really interested in the reselling niche that you two have. So don't worry. They'll wait. I promise you. So they can hear loud and clear. Can you guys hear them by chance, or just me? Let me know. Oh, they fell off again. I'm good. Okay, guys. Well, hang tight. Hang tight. This is going to be a good one. They've got a great YouTube channel, and she's got a YouTube channel too. At 10 years old, her mom said she has a YouTube channel. I think that's incredible. That is incredible. Okay, wait. We may have got him back. All right. I think I can hear you guys. Possibly. I don't know. Just, I feel your pain. My daughter thinks it's all junk. That's funny. I don't know. I can't hear you guys. I can hear a little bit, but I can't hear any words or anything.
Can you hear us now by chance?
I can hear you now. I can hear you. Okay. All right.
We're back.
You're and by the way, guys, you sound really good this time.
Okay.
So audio is amazing. All right. So tell me how you got started reselling. Give me the skinny, guys.
Okay, so if we take it back a little bit, I used to be a director of human resources. That's kind of where I started my career, and kind of worked my way up in that company. I was working for a long-term care facility, started running the place basically, and then I had a surgery, and I wasn't able to continue full time. So I was looking for another way of income, and I ended up taking a part-time position there. So I was able to work part-time, and then also I started doing this. 2014, funny story. My husband and I were sitting on the couch and we were watching that new show called Treasure Hunters. And my husband looks at me and he says, "You could totally do this. Why don't you do this? You love to shop, so you might as well get paid for it." So I did. I tried it. We went out shopping together at first, and then I just kind of kept doing it. And then the rest is kind of history. And then a few years ago, 2015, I had my second daughter. She's 2 years old. And then I decided to stay home. So now I stay home with her, working, as much as I can with the 2-year-old. And that's where Lily kind of helps me out too sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Lily,
so we just love it.
She is amazing. She is amazing. There's adults that won't go live with me. And guys, if you're watching, if you're any lurkers in chat that still are on the fence with starting a YouTube channel up, Lily has a YouTube channel. What's her YouTube channel name?
Lil Sweet Shop.
That is really, really cool. And it's funny because I was like a few videos back, I was saying how my little guy, when he gets old enough, I'm going to encourage social media with him because I think that's, that's a big part of their life going forward. I mean, it's going to be completely different in 10 years, he's 1.5. So not yet, but so,
you got a little ways to go.
Yeah. Can you tell us what your YouTube channel is about?
Mine's more of like a family adventure kind of, and we all kind of do different things together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes she does like toy reveals and slime things as well, but we do like if we go out on a family outing, sometimes that'll be on the channel. So yeah.
Toy reviews are massive. I've got a good buddy of mine here locally, and he's not on YouTube, but his kids are, and they get sent toys constantly to review on YouTube. It is really cool, and you get free toys, right? All right, so let's get into this reselling. So full-time, part-time. Are you full-time?
Kind of in between, as much as my 2-year-old will tolerate. So she's a great little shopper. I charge up the Kindle and she watches movies while we shop. So that kind of, depends on her attitude. But yeah, it was definitely part-time. Solid income. It's our extra spending money right now. So it's kind of our play money. So it's our vacation money and our eating out money and that type of thing.
Honestly, like the funny thing is this reselling can be anything that you want it to be. Like you can pay down debt with it. I started this. Christina Thrifts is really cool. She's on Instagram and she's on eBay, but she does Poshmark. Just uses Poshmark as a way to pay down her debt. And then she uses eBay to live on. So it's really cool that you can use reselling kind of, at your leisure, right? And family vacation, toys, right? Toys. Okay, so before we get into the interview, I want to know, how does the dynamic work when she finds something and she sells it? She gets to keep it, but what are you spending your money on?
A lot of stuff. I mostly use it to buy things to do my next video. So when I first started out, I just randomly would buy toys that were really popular on YouTube, and I would open them and I would review them. Like I was into
LOL dolls.
LOL dolls.
LOL dolls. Has anybody in chat heard of those before?
And I would open them up, and then I would use the money from eBay and I would get more, and then I'd go to and do stuff on my mom's channel, and I'd buy things at the thrift store, and I earned more money to get the toys and stuff.
Now, half the money we keep aside. It's like her savings. So half of the money can go to that, and then the half of it she can spend on her YouTube channel, basically.
Oh my gosh, you have you have the world's most amazing mom, and you have the world's most amazing daughter. We have a comment, guys, and if you have questions, put it in chat. By the way, guys, I've got, let's see, I thought I had the link here. Let me just make sure I've got her link. So, oh, no, I don't have the link. Give me 1 second. Anyways, I'll get the link real quick to their YouTube channel so you guys can start subscribing to it. But that being said, it's really smart to save 50% of the money. I think that's really, really cool. We have a comment. Wow, she already has a great business sense already. So that is awesome. What's her channel? I'm getting it right now. Or Pac-Man, if you can click it and it's in the description, if you can start putting that in the chat, that'd be awesome. All right, so let's get into this. So we know you're part-time and you have a 2-year-old. I know how that works. I try to go to the Goodwill bins, and sometimes it's a no-go with Cade. So what state do you live in? And then give us the landscape of where you're thrifting at. Like and the reason I ask this is I love to find out. Every state is different for reselling and thrifting. And so I kind of want to figure out what's in your state. What are you thrifting?
Absolutely. And it's kind of funny you asked me that because we just moved. So we moved to a different state, so I can tell you both. We lived in Pennsylvania originally. I was there for 10 years. My husband's from there. And we were a little town, but we had some great thrift stores. I mean, I even loved our Goodwill there. And I know people complain about Goodwill. But we had some great Goodwills and Salvation Armies. But I loved the church ones, seemed to be my best ones. Because we were right in central Pennsylvania. So people really didn't know what they had, I don't think. So those were my favorite ones, was just the mom and pop ones that you could pop in for 10 minutes and find, the hidden gems. But October we moved. We now live in Maryland because of my husband's job. Yeah. So we're still kind of transitioning. So I kind of learned how to move all my inventory too. I should probably do a video on that. But I found around here that the Goodwills are so expensive. So I've kind of had to think outside the box. So a lot of mom and pop shops again. There's some my Discount Friday videos are what you want to watch because they're my favorite ones because, again, they don't overprice their things. Usually the money goes towards a good cause, which I love. So church organization or, some sort of nonprofit organization. I like to shop there first. Once in a while, I go to the Goodwills. They do have discount clubs around here. We have some savers as well. We have a Thrifties. I don't know if people have heard of Thrifties. That's one of the really bigger ones around here that we really love. So I do like that one. And they have a discount, program, which I love. So those are kind of the ones around here, but I'm still kind of feeling it out. We are close to Baltimore, but I'm a little scared of Baltimore still. So I don't know. Maybe once Kyla gets a little bit older, my youngest, I might drift down to Baltimore. We'll see.
Well, so those of you probably don't know, right? But we do a thing on this show, and I put your YouTube channel out. Everybody tells me what number they subscribed at, and we have my most amazing admin ever. Number 55. We have Green Thrifty number 56. Thrifty Santa 57. We have we have Good Stuff 59. We have Rita 60. And we have, let's see, who else am I missing here? Anyways, guys, so I appreciate you subscribing. Let me go and put this in again. All right, so tell me a little bit about your thrift stores. Like you said that you go to nonprofits, which is really cool. I actually, before I went full-time about a month and a half ago, I managed all the big nonprofits for Oregon as my full-time job. And but they didn't it wasn't like thrift store nonprofits. It was like, they actually did like children, it was, got kids out of bad situations. I mean, each one did different things, schools. But tell me a little bit about, like, how are you finding these nonprofits / mom and pop? And then also, do they have any programs like points or anything like that you can kind of save on?
Yes, absolutely. My Discount Fridays are the days I love to shop. The one that I go to, I'm not quite sure. I know it's a church organization, but every Friday they have 50% off everything in the store. And then usually they'll throw something in, like this morning they did 75% off pants. So I usually always show up to make sure that I'm missing that one deal. And then just down the street from there is another one that's a Lutheran church organization called the Compassion Center. So all of their money goes towards their mission. And they do 50% off clothing every Friday. And then they also do the first Friday of the month, it's 50% off the entire store. And their prices are already a steal. It's like $2 a shirt. Like, it's crazy. So I pay $1 for a shirt, it's wonderful. And then there's this really tiny Episcopal church in the center of our town. And they have this little house behind the church. And if you drove past it, you'd have no clue that it was a thrift store. But it popped up one day on my Google map and I'm like, I wonder what that is. And they're seriously only open Fridays and Saturdays 10 to 1. So how they even make any money, I don't know. But today I showed up and they had a garage sale too. So it was kind of a 2-for-1 today. So that was awesome.
So are you now, give me like the day in the life of you. Do you take both kiddos with you? Do you just take the amazing one to your right there? Tell me a little bit about what's the strategy when you have a 2-year-old?
Absolutely. Well, my 10-year-old has to go to school, unfortunately. So
Yes.
she's looking forward to the summer so she can kind of pick up some of her shopping this summer. And sometimes on the weekends, or we'll have a girls' night and we'll swing into, one of the Goodwills or something when she's with me. As far as the 2-year-old, once we drop her off from school, we're best to just hit the road. So we go straight to the thrift stores in the morning when she's fresh, and she's not going to complain as much. And she's a trooper. She really is. In the beginning, it was kind of hard because she just wanted to reach out and grab things. And which is really like germophobic for a mom.
Yes.
But if I keep her distracted and I give her a good movie, she's good to go usually. She can usually hit about 2 stores in one day, so maybe 2 hours of shopping, which is awesome. And then we hit lunch and then we head home, go to the post office in there if we need to. I usually bribe her with some chocolate chip cookies, and that usually keeps her happy.
Oh, isn't it funny? Like, I'm somewhat. People don't realize, but I'm actually a pretty big germaphobe. Like, for example, I don't drink after anybody. Me and Ashley, I love her to death, but I actually don't even drink after her. And so I don't like when Cade like grabs my drink, I don't drink after it. But that being said, it's funny how it is. You have the first kid, and you're like, his little binky falls on the ground, and you're boiling it, right? And then the second one, you're like 5-second rule.
Put it in your mouth.
yeah, it's funny. All right, so tell me a little bit, give me the landscape of your reselling. Are you only on eBay? Are you doing other platforms? Do you want to do other platforms?
Well, actually, eBay's been my staple. Last year, I dabbled a little bit in Amazon, but not with reselling. I actually was doing the whole product private label type thing, and it was successful, but it was, I don't know, I didn't like the idea of importing things from China. Like, that just it didn't really hit home for me. So I did give that up. I was able to sell all of my products at Christmas time, which was great, brought in a little bit of a profit. But I wanted to focus back on my eBay because I felt like that was suffering because of my Amazon. But I also have sold on Etsy. I used to sew handbags. So I love to craft and to sew. So I used to sell that, craft shows and things like that. So I do use Etsy once in a while. And I just started Poshmark and Mercari. So I don't know a lot about them. I maybe have 20 listings on each, but I'm just kind of playing around with those to kind of figure out those platforms. So I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket.
Yes, and that's smart. I think that if you're full-time, you need to be 3 platforms or more, part-time, at least 2 platforms. And I think that the easiest barrier to entry, believe it or not, I don't think is eBay. I think Poshmark is the easiest to start. And then eBay and Mercari. I think that's kind of the way that, because it's just easier to list on Poshmark. It's so easy. I think it'd be really cool. And for the little one over there, I think she would be amazing at it. I think she'd be amazing.
She can have her own boutique.
Yes. Now you can't sell kids' toys on there, but you can. You can. So tell me. Okay, so you're on eBay. You're a little bit on Poshmark, Mercari. What do you guys love? What do you guys thrift for? Because lately I've been on this kick, like, believe it or not, sometimes it's women's clothing, and then it's men's, and then it's shoes. Like, I have like these week and a half moments where I just like thrifting one thing. So tell me kind of what you guys thrift for. Is it mostly women's or men's?
Well, my passion has always been shoes. So when I started, you start with what you know. That's my advice for new people. Start with what you know. So shoes is what I've always loved. So I started there. That was my bread and butter. And then I moved on to men's clothing, believe it or not. And I've still stuck with men's clothing. I find it less overwhelming. I can go straight to the men's section. There's only like 2 racks versus the 20 women's racks. And that's my money now, is men's clothing. I feel like I can find better quality clothing. I feel like it's easier to ship. I have less returns. I love sporting wear as well. So like sweatshirts and hoodies and jackets. I really love that. And then once in a while, I'll find some brands I like in the women's section, but only if I have time. So those are my big things.
Do you now, how fast are you when you're going through the men's clothing? Are you guys pretty quick?
Oh yeah, I've gotten pretty quick with it.
Yeah.
There's not as many brands. I don't think men's is as expansive as women's. So
when you're going to these thrift stores that you've been going, I know you just moved in this area, but Are you comfortable, even with your old area, are you comfortable saying that you're reselling these clothes, or does nobody ask you, or what do you say when you're buying all this stuff?
I typically don't broadcast it. So my rule is I'll put my app out, but we don't talk about it in stores. And that's just because when I was in Pennsylvania, we did have one massive thrift store, and they had huge signs up that they would not sell to resellers and this and that. And I always had a problem with that. So we just kind of keep it quiet in the stores, and, we just don't publicize it. Now, when I did have a funny story around Christmas time. We went to this little church one that I was telling you about that's like a house. And they were selling all their jackets like for $1. I mean, it was nuts. And they had like North Face jackets and polo jackets and all these great jackets. So I had this whole handful, and I walk up, and there's this older lady that was standing there to take my money. She goes, "Now we only give out one jacket per family member." And I was like, "Well, I have a men's jacket, and I have a women's jacket, and I have a kid's jacket." So she was trying to, I could tell, cut down on maybe resellers like taking everything. But so we try to keep it quiet. But it does pay to talk. I know we're looking for houses since we just moved here. And we went to this one company where you can build your own house. And the sales guy that was there, if you're watching, hi. But we started talking, and I said, "Well, my house needs to have a location I can keep all my eBay inventory in." And he goes, "You sell on eBay?" "I sell on eBay." So then we started talking about that. And he gave me some spots to go to too, some suggestions. He lives closer to Baltimore. So I do talk when I'm out and about, just maybe not in the thrift stores.
It's funny you said that. I don't know if there's a correlation, but all these interviews that I've done, it's weird. Like West Coast people that I interview and kind of Midwest, they're open about it. Like me, I'll just say I flat out resell, because I think, the few times that I get my hand slapped, it won't compare to the amount of times the doors open. But then I notice like a lot of like East Coast, like thrift stores, they're like not privy to resellers or saying that you resell. I don't know why. Maybe it's just coincidence. It's really weird. But I've had a lot of East Coast, like say that they're kind of more quiet about it, and then West Coast, more open and just like, I don't know if there's correlation.
I had another lady in one of the stores, and she must have seen me with my eBay app open because she was very loud about it. And she said, "Oh, you're an eBay reseller." And I just kind of glared at her like, "What are you doing, lady?" She's like, "I used to sell on eBay. I can give you some tips." And I'm like, "Well, are you still doing it?" So I tried to quiet the conversation down,
Yes, it's funny. But when you go to do you guys have Goodwill bins? Do you go to the Goodwill bins?
I've never been. There's one in Baltimore near us, but I'm worried with my 2-year-old. I want to be able to keep an eye on her, and it's kind of a sketchy area of town. So
yes,
maybe in a year or two, when she gets to preschool, I'll be able to do that.
Oh yes.
Or on my day off as a mom, maybe.
Be careful. So what does the one next to you like thrifting? I mean, what stuff are you picking out when you're going to the thrift stores?
I'm normally picking out like books, like different kind of books there are. That's normally the main section that I hit on. I will occasionally do shoes, but that's more my mom's thing. I kind of like old, like wooded objects. That's kind of the thing that me and my dad do if we're together in the thrift stores too.
Nice. You have a really supportive family.
Antique side.
Yes, those things sell. Are you now? Tell me about these shoes. You've got a shoe obsession, and I can tell. I've got a lot of shoes. Now, give us some tips or tricks about how you clean shoes, how you prep them. Give us some ideas about that.
Yeah, of course, if you can find the best quality, they'll sell easier, and it's less time. Time is money. So I used to buy anything, but then I realized it was taking me so long to clean some of these shoes up, and then I wouldn't be selling them. So I do still try to get the best quality as possible. But I do have a great shoe cleaner on Amazon. You can find the link in my YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, maybe in a second Lily can grab it. But it's just a foaming cleaner. I love it. It cleans up. It makes Converses look brand new. I mean, it just takes the rubber and makes them white. If I need to replace the shoelaces, I do. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, throw some gloves on and scrub all the dirt off of them. I never list them as new, though. They're always used. If I need to put new insoles in them, I do that sometimes. Oh, yeah, she's bringing you a cleaning kit.
Oh my gosh. Here, I won't talk for a second so you can kind of show us what's in your cleaning kit. I'm really curious.
This is my soft sole. And I actually use the bristles that are on top. That's the stuff I get on Amazon is the soft sole. Spare laces here. Microfiber cloths. I love these. These actually will take the dirt right off as well. So if it's just something light, this will take it off. Hand sanitizer. I use this for myself, but I also use it to take any of the like grease pencil or even Sharpie markers sometimes. When people write the prices on the shoes, this will take it off most of the time. So hand sanitizer. And this one's scented, so maybe it'll help add to the scent of the shoe. I also have your good old toothbrush and a chopstick to get the little things out. So yeah, lots of good little tools. You know, make them as pretty as you can because you're going to sell them faster. So if you're going to put the time into it, you might as well use the right tools.
Where does your mom have all this energy? I can tell on her.
I don't even know anymore.
I mean,
she stays up like half the night with her.
Yeah, my littlest one doesn't sleep, so it's just I run on adrenaline, I guess.
Man, guys, if you need a little energy, just watch her YouTube channel, watch her videos. I was watching one today, believe it or not, because I do creep on everybody else's videos, and she was in the car. I think it was the last one, maybe it was the one before that. I can't remember. You guys tell me, but I was like, this woman has so much energy. It's really, really cool. I like that. It comes across in your YouTube videos. I'm really now. Can you tell people? This is funny, and then we'll get back into the interview. But can you tell people how I reached out to you? Because it may sound normal to you, but it's actually abnormal. Because usually I reach out to people on Instagram. But for you, how did I reach out to you to have you on the show?
You just contacted me in the comments. If I remember correctly, that's yeah.
Yes.
Which was great because it boosted my video. So thank you. That was good.
Yes, guys. So I've got a little obsession, and so when I'm listing, sometimes I won't listen to a lot of the big YouTubers. What I'll do is I'll go to YouTube.com. I'll type in eBay reseller, and then I will I'll filter because at the top you can filter. I'll filter 1 week. And then I'll filter by views and find people that are kind of like just starting on their reselling journey and then binge watch all their videos. And that's how I found you. And I think you need to have 10,000 subscribers because you have a really cool YouTube video. And I didn't know that.
Thank you.
And you guys may not have seen a lot of my shows, but I am a big fan of people starting a YouTube channel. And I've said many times that kids, I think, should start social media as well. It gets them out of their shell. They learn so much. And without even, I asked you, but obviously without even knowing, I didn't know she had a YouTube channel and she's only 10. So you're going to be famous. I promise you in the next 8 years. Promise you. All right. So let's get back into this. Now I noticed behind you, you have a mannequin and you have a backdrop. I'm assuming that's where you take your photos, right?
Yes, it is. I love my mannequin. When I first started out, I used to hang them on the wall, like a white wall, but it always looked so drab and I didn't have very good lighting. But yeah, I've upgraded to a mannequin the last couple of years, but she's kind of on her last legs, literally, but I might have to upgrade soon. And then when we moved, I kind of had to rethink my whole photography. I had this really cool accent wall in my old house that was like a whitewashed brick and a wall. So it kind of was a natural backdrop. So instead, I ended up picking this wallpaper up at I think a Goodwill. Yeah, I think it was a Goodwill here, which is really cool. So it just hangs on some bookshelves in the corner. So
do you name the mannequin? I always ask.
No, that's a little weird.
That is a little weird. I haven't named mine yet, but maybe one day we'll see.
Maybe one day, but she's falling apart on me, so she's not very dependable.
She's on her last leg, guys.
There's duct tape and maybe a screw underneath there.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so this is a question for both of you guys. What do people say when you say you sell online? It could be eBay or anything. Like when somebody comes up to you and you do divulge that you sell on eBay, what's their reaction?
Well, I initially am an introvert. My husband makes me an extrovert, so he will tell everybody. And he has way more friends than I do. So anywhere we would go, he would just shout it, oh, this is really cool. And he still does. He tells all of his coworkers, or sometimes if there's maybe a struggling mom at work and he knows that they maybe need a little help or extra money, he'll throw my channel out there. But that was my goal this year, was to start the YouTube channel to help my friends and family, because they're always asking, how do you do it? How do you do it? And there's just not enough time in the day to explain it to everybody. So that was the main intent of the YouTube channel, was to kind of help people that know me initially, but now it's kind of cool that I can reach out to other people out there. And same for Lily.
It's kind of funny because it's like, with my mom, I'm kind of shy about getting it out there that I do like YouTube and eBay with my mom, and it's kind of funny because whenever I'll go up to my friends and we'll like talking about like how they want to like have a how they want to like what jobs they want to be, and I'm like, yeah, well, I already do eBay and YouTube with my mom. You know what?
I think that's really.
He's my little entrepreneur.
Yes, this is actually an episode of Shark Tank, and I'm going to move this behind, and there'll be some billionaires behind me. Now, how does those of you who have kids, right, that are her age, like, do they still have those days where you what age was it? Because I don't remember me doing it. Where you go in and you kind of like have your parents come in and say what they do for a living, and I mean, is that your age, right around 10?
Yeah.
We just had that last week. It's called Courier Guy, and
Yes.
It was. Now that I go to a public school, it's like the gym is filled with like 50 tables, and each parent gets a table, and they get to set up and bring stuff, and all the kids walk around. It's pretty cool.
First and foremost, that has gotten a lot bigger than I remember. I mean, I always remember like this small little room, and then now it's a gym. I don't know how comfortable I'd be.
It's kind of weird walking around the gym, with like a paper in front of you. You're trying to write down questions that you want to ask, and it's weird.
Yes. Now, let me ask you, what are you wanting to be when you grow up?
I have a very complicated job. I want to be a kid's neurologist.
And explain what that is.
It's a doctor who studies the brain, and it's because my little sister has cerebral palsy in her right side.
Right side.
And it's because it's some kind of.
She was inspired. She was inspired at her doctor's appointments and things like that. So,
yeah, it's kind of my dream job.
Do you? What kind of grades are you getting right now?
Pretty much A's. I think like 1B.
Yeah,
1B. Oh my gosh.
She strive harder, doesn't she?
Yes. Man, we're gonna have to do a follow-up, little Brady Bunch style up here, and in a couple weeks, and kind of see if you got that to an A. I think that's really, really cool. I can tell you like one thing, and I'm not a smart guy or anything, but for me, when I was in school, when I was in junior high, and when I was in, when I went to high school and went to college, especially high school, I did not take it seriously. And I wish I can go back and take it a lot more seriously than I did, because it really is the foundation, not just learning, but for me, it was like getting like the principles of like growing up. I wish I would have spent more time in high school, like really working and studying and learning more, like wanting to be out there. I think you're not going to have any problems with that. I think that's really cool. You want to be a doctor. And, honestly, I think that's a big goal, but I know if anybody can do it, it's definitely you, because what 10-year-old now is starting a business with their mom?
Better save her eBay money, right?
Yeah.
Get through
I was just going to say that though, that was my little fine print. The mom and you guys got to save your money. That's got to be expensive.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So let's get into this. Tell me a little bit about your day. Now, you said you kind of thrift, with the 2-year-old sometimes, which has to be hard. But once you get the clothes home, tell us the structure. Do you list on your phone? Do you list on the computer? Do you list from your camera? Tell us like A to Z, kind of how the process works for you.
I am pretty dependent on my phone. I take all of my pictures and save them on my phone. And the reason I do that is because it's mobile. So I have time when I have to wait for her when she's, I'm picking her up from school. I have like a half-hour time slot. And usually that's when the little one takes a nap in the car. And so I have some quiet time. And that's when I do a lot of my listing, is when I'm sitting there, and then I can just build my listings. Now I also sit at nighttime when I'm watching TV with the family, and I do a lot of my listings then, because again, it's just kind of quiet time and nobody really cares what mom's doing on her phone at that time. So I'm not taking away from family time. I really try for it not to interrupt with my girls and my husband and what we're doing as a family. But I'm doing it all day long, whenever I have a spare moment. So when I bring everything home from the thrift store, I do keep an inventory system. So I'm very organized. I have a spreadsheet. I like to track how much I paid for everything, what my profit margins are, because I feel like if it's a business, you got to treat it like a business. So I want to know, what my best money and where it's going. And then usually I don't typically take pictures the same day that I'm thrift store shopping, because my youngest is usually, tuckered out. So the next day is usually when I take all of my photographs of what I bought at the thrift store, so I can get them up and listed. But yeah, all on the phone. I really, it's rare. The only thing I get on the computer for is to print my shipping labels, honestly.
Well, the Poshmark just changed it so you can basically. Do you have like a Dino or a Rollo printer by chance?
No, inkjet. I'm old school.
Inkjet. Oh
I
my!
I know. I need to upgrade.
You should.
Maybe
Honestly, like you should save some money for your mom for Christmas and get her a Rollo printer. Santa definitely needs to get her a Rollo printer. They are amazing. I know that a lot of people have inkjets, and it's easy to do, because you're used to it and you've been doing it for a while. But it's like one of those things where once you actually get a thermal printer, your life changes, and it saves you so much time. So really, really cool. And by the way, how does Dad, what's his role in this reselling experience? Does he help you guys in any way? Does he help you guys thrift? You said that he likes vintage stuff and wood carving, and we all know he can fix sound on a computer, but what else does he do?
Thank goodness. He actually, his career is asset protection. So that's what he does during the day. But he loves to go to antique stores, and he loves to go yard sailing. That's kind of our second favorite thing to do. Now that, I'm kind of jealous of everybody in California because it's year-round yard sales, right? In Florida. But here it gets cold. So we're happy that yard sale season is hitting. So those are kind of his things. He doesn't like the thrift stores too much. It's more the antique shopping and the yard sales. He really likes. And
it sounds like he's really supportive.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, he kind of spreads my name out there all the time. And, he'll get me in touch with other moms usually that I can help out.
So let's dive into that. I'm curious about why you started a YouTube channel. You kind of mentioned it to help other people, help friends, help family. What made you start it? Because you said you're an introvert to start, right? So which by the way, I would have no idea. I don't think anybody in this chat would.
I've grown a lot.
Yes. Doesn't being on the internet do that to you?
It does.
That's incredible. But tell me why you started a YouTube channel up.
It was really for personal growth. It was one of my New Year's resolutions to help me kind of break out of my shell. And it's actually made me more accountable too, because I feel like if I'm showing people, what I've sold each week and what I've bought at thrift store, I need to make sure I'm continuing to do those things. So it keeps me on task, to be honest with you. But I love building the relationships. I have a few kind of dedicated followers that ask me questions all the time, which I love. It's kind of for my own self-gratification as well, because I was a professional in my career. So now it kind of keeps me going, keeps my mind running all the time, which I love, keeps me fresh. I'm learning things all the time. So that's kind of the main reason. I just want to help people. Yeah, and help other moms or dads that stay home that want to, earn that extra income.
So guys, I take feedback really well. I think that's that's one thing I took away from my last corporate job is you need feedback. Absolutely. And everybody says, can you please, through kind of in the middle of the show, have them repeat and give like a 30-second who they are for those who joined late. Do you guys mind doing that?
Yeah, not a problem. I'm Donna with Resale Tips and Tales. And this is my daughter, Lily.
Hi, from Little Sweet Shop.
There you go. A little plug.
Oh my gosh. A little plug it all the hey guys, and by the way, anybody that's in chat, I'm your biggest fan when it comes to starting a YouTube channel up. So you guys are welcome to put your YouTube channel names in chat. But I think you're the first. This is the first on this channel since I've been doing these interviews Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, that I've had a little one. And what I mean by little one is not the size, but you're 10 years old, you've got a YouTube channel up. I think that's really, really cool. And I'll actually put your YouTube channel link in the description. So those that are watching after the fact can go back and subscribe to you and follow your journey. So,
and she actually pushed me into YouTube as well, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I was really hesitant to YouTube, especially at her age. So we even started her channel without even showing her head because I really am just so paranoid. We're just really protective of her. So, but I've kind of broken out of that shell as well. So she got me started.
See, what happened is I used to watch YouTube channels, and I'm like, I want to start this. And so my mom's like, okay, you can start it, but you have to do your hands. So I was like one of those hand unboxers where you have like the gloves on and you're like here unboxing the toys.
You can never be too careful. Especially like, by the way, we have the most amazing people in my chat. I mean, I consider them family in a way. I mean, there's people that like Thrifty Santa, Barry, I've talked to him on the phone, so many amazing people. But that being said, you never know. Even if you're not on social media, you just never know. So you really got to protect yourself, not show your address, stuff like that. But I think that's really, really cool. I would have a hard time opening a toy with just my hands. That would be really hard. So kudos to you there. All right. So tell me a little bit about, like, give me a snapshot of 2018. What's in store for, and the reason I bring this up is that the 60 people that are watching, they love to follow your reselling journey. A lot of them have YouTube channels themselves. So 2018, what's in store for your guys' YouTube channel? Haul videos, tips, give us a little snapshot.
Kind of a little bit of everything. Every Tuesday, I try to do my sales from the previous week because I think it's so important to know what's sold. I mean, it's great to do thrift store hauls, but unless you know what's sold, what's the purpose? I do love to do thrift store hauls, so I've been trying to take people around with me now. I see that a lot of people enjoy doing the vlogging is what the new thing is. So I'm trying to capture when I'm in the store, my trip to the stores, so people kind of understand the day in a life of a stay-at-home mom that wants to do this to kind of get a better idea, I guess. So I guess my goal would be to increase the number of videos each week. I'm trying to squeeze in tips as well. I already have a few videos on like how to ship clothing, how to clean shoes, how to ship shoes, that type of thing. But I'm always open for suggestions too. I love to know what the audience wants to hear as well. So
now, do you guys have any grandpa, grandma, or anything like that you resell? Do you have friends and family that give you stuff to sell online?
I do. Yeah. Again, the whole family is very supportive. My dad is actually in some of the videos. He likes to go thrift store shopping with me. He usually keeps Kyla while he runs around with the buggy. So he doesn't really want to learn it necessarily. But he loves to tag along and kind of see, and he's very supportive. And same with grandma, my mom. She loves to go to the yard sales and stuff like that with us. So I'm very fortunate to have supportive parents. And I do some consignment. When I was working part-time, a lot of my close friends at work I would do consignment with. And usually I did like a 70-30 split where they would keep 70 and I would do 30. And that's after all the fees and all the shipping costs and that type of thing. So I had a few consistent friends that would do that, which was helpful. It's still money in the pocket.
Yeah. So does Lily sell toys?
She does. That's one of the deals too, is that when she cleans her room or if she's getting rid of some of her toys, we try to sell them online. I know last year when we did move, we had tons of stuff, of course. We tried to really downsize when we moved states. But she had a whole collection of Ever After High dolls. If there's any parents out there that know what those, they're kind of like the Barbie dolls, but they're fairy tale characters. So she got all the little pieces together. She had all the houses and stuff. And I ended up selling it to somebody in England for like $85, so that's what keeps her going.
Wow.
So it inspires your kids to clean their room, if they can get money for the toys. So.
And it was the one time I went through, and this was a little bit before eBay. I was going through my room, and we didn't think we had eBay. We were just beginning it, and we barely even thought about it when I was cleaning my room because I had these Wreck-It Ralph doll figures. And I used to love them. And I'm like, okay, I'll get rid of them. And I sold them at a yard sale. We looked them up later on in life, and they were like, what, $50 a person?
They're collectibles.
Wow. Wow.
And I sold them in yard sale.
Rookie mistake.
We all done it. We all did it.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of storage units, and I probably gave away so much stuff I could have sold on eBay back before I started. It was incredible. So question, I'd like to ask this, like, do you guys watch any other YouTubers on YouTube that resell, or do you guys, and the reason I ask this is a lot of people that are watching possibly may not have seen some of these YouTubers. Do you guys have any favorite YouTubers you like watching?
Yeah, I do. When I have time, I'll be honest with you, my time is limited. But my favorite's the one that when I started doing reselling was Suzanne A. Wells. I really loved her channel, and I love her YouTube channel. She's kind of increased over the last few years, but I love her Facebook as well. It's just a good community of people. I think it's stay-at-home moms selling on eBay or something like that. So I really love that community. Rally Roots is kind of one of my new favorites. I think everybody thinks that one's a cool one. Rake and Profits. I was watching Hearts Pickers for a while because he does a lot of the men's clothing, which is kind of what I do. So I really love watching them as well. So those are kind of my top ones, I would say, that I consistently watch.
Now, does Lily watch any, it doesn't need to be reselling YouTube channels, but do you watch any YouTube channels?
Yes, I do. I watch like really popular ones. I watch That YouTube Family. I watch We Are the Davises. I occasionally watch like DIY YouTubes.
She likes all the tasty videos. She likes to
Yeah,
give me cooking
Tasty's an
tips.
app.
Oh, you are, man. Is there anything you don't do or want to do?
I know. She's Superwoman over here. Supergirl.
Now, who cooks at home? I'm curious.
Okay, so I'm a terrible cook, but I do cook. At least 3 nights a week. At least I'm doing pretty good.
Crockpot to the rescue.
Yeah, Crockpot.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. What's your
reveal?
What's your favorite mom's dish that she does?
Ooh, probably roast.
Roast.
I make a mean roast. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting.
I do not enjoy cooking. I love baking. I can make a mean brownie, but I do not like cooking.
Or s'mores brownie.
S'more brownie. Yeah,
does Dad ever cook?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Dad likes to cook. Yeah, he likes to grill a lot. That's his specialty.
Yes.
Breakfast.
Us dads love to grill. Breakfast too. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Has he ever made your pancakes like with the words eBay on it?
No, I wish he was that talented.
Oh, we got to get Dad to do that.
Right.
All right. So those of you who have joined and watched this live stream, I highly recommend you join her YouTube channel. She gives a lot of cool tips away, 2 of which, when you pulled out the sneaker stuff, I had no idea of how you clean your shoes. So that's really cool. And I think it's super cool that you guys are doing this as a family, online reselling. Right now, it's the beginning stages of online. And, you know, I think that eBay is a great vehicle, whether you're part-time, full-time, to kind of hit whatever you need to pay bills, you know, like you said, go out on trips. I'm sure that Lily has some ideas for some trips, maybe Disneyland or something, but, and isn't it cool being a big sister? I mean, isn't it really cool? I hope you do crush it. I hope you turn that B to an A. And I hope you do really well. Continue with reselling. Yeah. So Mom, I want to ask one last thing, and this is, I'm putting you on the spot here. Because this is the first on Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. This is the first, guys. So those of you who don't know, all 60 of you guys watching, Mom here is not on Instagram, guys.
Neither am I.
I don't know. I just started, I think, a week ago on my personal account, but I don't really understand it all.
Okay.
I'm active on Facebook, but Instagram, I'm not sure about.
We need to get you on it. So, by the way, Instagram is a cool tool. It took me a while to get on there. In fact, the first 3 months I was on Instagram, Ashley, my wife, had to hashtag everything for me.
That blows my mind.
Yes, but the cool thing about Instagram is the fact that you got all these resellers in one spot, and they'll let you know if there's sales in your area, which is really cool. That's what I use it for. So you'll find, like, oh, we have a Nordstrom rack, clear the rack sale. And I had no idea. And then I look on Instagram and I run over there. Right. So that's what's really cool. I had to put you on the spot because you're the only one.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm old
Oh my
school,
gosh.
I don't know.
Oh, no Instagram? What? No, Antonia?
She
No,
probably
what?
knows more about it than I do. I'll have to,
Oh my gosh. My admin, I just signed up on IG a couple months ago.
See, I'm not alone.
No, you're not. You're not. I give him a hard time, but he is such an amazing guy. So
Yeah.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys coming on board. I'm going to put those that are watching after the fact, I'm going to put both their channels in the description, guys. I'll be following their journey extremely close. And I really like all the content you put out. Like I said, I binge watched a few of your videos. I really hope that you crush it and continue with YouTube. Before we go, though, I wanted to see, do you have any tips or nuggets that you can give the crowd, whether it's reselling related or life related, just to make your life better and make people a better reseller? Do you have any nuggets or anything like that? It could be anything from shoes, just life stuff.
Absolutely.
We always end on this note.
Okay, well, every day is a new day. That's kind of my new thing. And just get started. That's one of my biggest regrets with anything in business is I would drag my feet, do all the research and learn, but never do it. So just do it. Just get started. You're going to make mistakes, but you just learn from them. So just get out there and start.
And Lily, do you have anything for the crowd? Do you have any words of wisdom?
Like my mom said, just get out and do it. But really, you need to, anything that you're going to start, that you want to just get out and do it, make sure it's something you have a passion for.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that is extremely well said. And one last question for you, okay? You ready for this? Like I said a million times, I love people starting their own YouTube channels up. And for those people that are watching right now that have not started on their journey, starting a YouTube channel up, whether it's private where nobody can see their videos or public, what advice can you give somebody that wants to start one but doesn't want to start one because maybe possibly they're shy or whatever the case may be? What kind of words of wisdom can you give those folks that want to start a YouTube channel up?
I think practice makes perfect. I've been learning as I go along, and I'll watch my videos over and over again just to kind of see where did I make a mistake. I'm constantly, like I said, learning. So, look at your peers. Look at the ones that you enjoy watching and mimic what they're doing so that you know that you would enjoy watching your own videos.
Yes, I would have to agree, guys. And if she could do it at 10 years old, you guys can do it. So please reach out to me. Guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. Again, this was a first on my channel. I really appreciate you guys coming on board. It was funny me reaching out to you on the comments of your own YouTube video to try to get you guys on here. So keep doing what you're doing. Maybe we'll have you back and we can have both you guys on your own YouTube channel.
Hey, there you go.
That.
Lily's like all about it right now.
Yes, she is.
And when your sister gets 10, she can start a YouTube channel up and we can have all three of you guys on here.
Be awesome.
What do you guys think about that? All right, guys. Well, that being said, thank you so much for joining tonight. I promise you that we have a really, really cool another video coming out Sunday. So keep in tune for that. But in the meantime, subscribe to these guys. It's this family of resellers, their YouTube channel. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your night and have an awesome weekend. Okay.
Thanks, Wade.
Thanks.